I don't really believe that things happen by coincidence, and you clicked on my video, you saw my title, my thumbnail, and something drew you in, right? So there's a reason for that. I'm gonna get straight into this. These are the most common questions that I get, and I'm going to answer them flat out for you guys, right here, right now. Can you have sex with a woman and still retain? Yes, you can. And to be honest with you guys, the goal of semen retention is not to be a fucking hermit. It's not to be like, by yourself for the rest of your life, be celibate. I don't really like the celibate word. It's got this connotation that, you're just holier than thou and you don't mess up. No, like the goal of this journey is not to be a recluse, right? Not to just cut off women. In actuality, you're going to be the most enlightened when you have the right woman next to you. So it's gonna take a really, loving, high vibrational woman, to level you up. But when you do find that woman, that's gonna be a much better situation than you being on semen retention by yourself. Again, within that relationship, you want to be, cultivating your energy still, right? So you can still practice semen retention. You can have sex without ejaculating. You can practice tantra. These things are going to elevate your woman, and it's going to elevate you guys. So as you guys know, your ability to manifest, it's cool and all on semen retention, but when you have the right woman next to you and you guys are, circulating that energy, you as a man can be practicing semen retention. You really should be practicing semen retention within that relationship. When you get that down, you guys are going to be going to a different level. You guys are going to the moon. Your ability to manifest, and just much more, she's going to change into something that you could not have imagined. You awaken something in that woman by doing that. By the way, you don't want to be doing this with a random whore. You want to be doing this with a woman that you care for, a woman that you love. Because some of you guys aren't ready for the other shit that happens if you just do this with a casual stranger. Good luck getting rid of her. Is it normal to prefer your own company on semen retention? Yes, absolutely. On this journey, your frequency is going to leave the frequency of just about everyone around you. And you're going to feel at times as if you have to wear a mask when you're in public or around friends. You can be in a social gathering around a bunch of people and you still feel alone. And again, there's a trade-off to everything. You sacrifice some sanity to, level up spiritually, to raise your frequency. And unfortunately, not everyone's going to be on your level. So you will have to wear a mask because, we have to work, we have to go out into the world to make money, all that stuff. So the frequency of the people around you is just gonna drain you, and you're gonna just naturally enjoy just retreating back to your own personal space. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just what comes with this journey. I was talking to one of the guys on Discord about this. Most people are externally validated. On this journey, you're going to be internally validated. So people, women, what people think about you, all that stuff, you're gonna care less over time. And that's really where, that true confidence comes from, because, you've got an inner foundation, right? That inner bliss. That shit bleeds through your aura, through your vessel, so people can sense that, and they will sense it. Being able to sit with your own self, with your own inner monologue, good or bad, dark thoughts that you have, demons, you'll be able to do all that. You're going to be forced to tackle things that you've repressed for a long time. They're going to surface. And once you, deal with those things and you address them, your inner foundation is going to be so sturdy that you won't really give a fuck as to what's going on, around you. Your inner peace, it's going to be so valuable that if nothing great is going on the outside, you have no problem just going back in. You know what I mean? Are wet dreams a relapse? No, wet dreams are not a relapse. If you do not have an orgasm, or if you do not get to the point of no return, when you're about to ejaculate, it's not a relapse. If you're someone who went to bed after watching some porn, or you were something sexual is in your mind, and you get a wet dream and you feel drained, well, that wet dream is draining because it's probably got more semen in it because you were aroused and you had energy in your root chakra, sexual energy in your root chakra that was not transmuted properly, and it led to a wet dream that was more depleting, right? That wet dream had more semen in the prostate fluid. That's really all wet dreams are for the most part. The majority of the secretion coming out of you during a wet dream, it's prostate fluid. Now, if you had a normal night, your mind's been clear and you still get a wet dream, those wet dreams, they're going to be just prostate fluid. So you're actually gonna feel good after, right? It's really a cleansing. You're getting rid of nonsense. Your body's doing what it's supposed to do automatically. Those wet dreams are actually gonna make you feel better, right? The ones where you feel drained, it's because your mind wasn't in check. And whether it's right before you went to bed or throughout the day or the day before, things stick in your subconscious, and unfortunately you're gonna have to deal with the consequence of not raising that energy. So you can get a fat wet dream. Is it okay to edge? You're getting more stimulation than you would have gotten around an actual female when you're edging. Most of you guys edging, you're doing that shit watching porn. That shit's not good for you at all. You're short-circuiting your brain. And even if you don't relapse, even if you don't ejaculate, your energy is leaking. There's subtle energy and there's gross energy. Gross energy is the semen, right? The physical semen. So when we talk about semen retention, you'll notice that you've got physical benefits, right? So you're getting stronger, right? Your beard's growing, your hair is getting better. All these physical things, if you fucking watch porn, obviously you're not just gonna get weak all of a sudden, right? That's just the gross energy, right? The benefits that people talk about on this journey, that, the crazy stuff, like, let's say you're walking, and someone 20 yards down the fucking street sees you and they break their neck looking at you. What is that? They sensed you. That is the subtle energy. That's ojas or jing, right? In Eastern philosophy. It's two names for the same thing. They're really the same thing. That is what people sense. They sense the subtle energy, that magnetism, that glow, right? All these things, someone calls you up like a couple states away. That's the subtle energy. You deplete that energy when you watch porn, believe it or not, because your attention is energy. And those websites, you guys know who owns those websites, you're taking in negative energy. So 100%, brother, that's affecting you negatively. You're getting milked indirectly. You're losing subtle energy. And to me, to be honest with you, that's probably the most potent, important energy on this journey, right? The spiritual energy, right? The subtle energy. It's more important for me to have that than, the physical shit. So you have to watch where your attention goes. So no, you cannot watch porn and be fine. Is the magnetism real or placebo? It's definitely real, and I kind of answered a part of that in the last question. The subtle energy is where all the magnetism comes from. Now, sure, your body can be getting more attractive, right? The gross energy, right? The semen, it's building you up. Your beard's looking right, your fucking hair is looking beautiful, your muscles are popping, all that. That probably weighs, that probably has like a small effect on the magnetism, but it's really your energy that's drawing people in. And that's a subtle energy. Will lust ever go away? Guys, I'm gonna keep it very real with you. Lust is never gonna go away. I'm a man, I like women. I'm in the third dimension. This world is completely hedonistic. This world promotes lust. So you're always gonna be battling lust. So this is a journey of really guarding yourself, because you're a man, you know what I mean? We find women attractive, right? We're straight here. So avoid the things that get you in, hyper lustful states. It's one thing to appreciate a woman, and then it's another thing to let your mind wander and go for no reason, right? That's gonna be a pointless energy leak. Lust is something that you're gonna deal with for as long as you are alive, for as long as you are on semen retention, for as long as you're a man on earth in this third dimensional world, you're gonna deal with lust. How you go about dealing with it, well, that's a different thing. You're just gonna be able to really control. You're gonna have control over what it is that you choose to give your attention to. You know what I mean? When you're with your woman, your wife, and she's the woman you love, so on and so forth, well, then you might choose to, entertain her, right? Appreciate her body, all that shit. But for a random stranger that you don't really know, well, you're gonna have to learn to control that. And this deals with discernment as well, right? You have to be able to pick and choose who you're giving your attention to. Just because someone's pretty and the boobs are right, the butt's right, that shouldn't be enough for you to just completely lose it. Can you still drink and smoke weed on semen retention? No. And this one's gonna be short and sweet. You cannot have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. This stuff leaks your subtle energy. You guys may feel good, high, and drunk on semen retention, but you're always going to notice that your sober state is trash. Once that high wears off, once the drink, the tipsiness wears off, your sober state is going to feel very dull, and you're going to feel unmotivated because you used up that jing, that ojas, to fuel your high or your drinking session. That stuff burns your soda energy. You'll notice this: you go drink, you go smoke, and then when you're sober, your magnetism isn't as strong as it was. Your aura is not spanning the same. Pay attention to that. Guys, these are some of the most common questions that I get. And it's impossible for me to answer everything, especially in one video. So if you guys have questions that you want me to talk about, or things that you're curious about, feel free to comment them down below. I read everything and I'll get back to you guys.
Going 37 days without feeling any urge because of the mind program is just crazy. And I'd just like to appreciate you. Thank you a lot.